Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are, whatever you're doing. I hope you're having an absolutely amazing day. And once again, we are going to be working on the car wash today. Now, I actually uploaded a video where we turned kind of the two Lego City car washes and we turned it into this, which, you know, I'm really happy with, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. I think it looks amazing. Now, there is bits that I do want to improve. Like, I'm not too big of a fan of the fence here. Like, I feel like it's really blocky. And I also think just the car wash on its own in the middle doesn't look completely right. And obviously with this grass on this side, I think it kind of like makes it look more like a yard than it does a car wash. So I think the first thing we're going to do is get rid of that, and we're also going to move these over to that side as well. But one thing I want to do, and it's so annoying because it's literally two studs off, is I want to move this just over to the far side a little bit. Whether that's fully over to the far side or just a little bit, because I do actually want to integrate this building onto the side here. Maybe if we hold it like that, you might be able to see. So we can have two buildings connected up to each other. This one, I don't know if you can see, but Bo's just here in the corner. Yeah, so this building is pretty much kind of how it came, although we did modify it a little bit to add some of these bricks in, and we modified it so that it became a modular building instead of opening. Now it is attached to this base plate, and the plan is to take it off this base plate and then put it onto this one as well, which would then free up this base plate for something else, maybe a project for the park, or I'm not too sure what else, but we can have a think, and maybe even another modular building might end up going on there in the future. We don't know yet. We might end up getting another one. But I've also got recommendations from you from the video that I put up. So a lot of people said that the sign up here needs to be reduced a bit, and it either needs to be lowered down or the thickness needs to be gone. So I think we can take out one side of this and make it a bit thinner. But personally myself as well, I want to move it over, and I want to implement these bits into somewhere else, and I don't know whether to put them inside as if kind of like a foam wash into the tire pressure thing, just because I'm thinking in regards to the Lego City, if we did want to, she's having a good itch, if we did want to have cars driving up and down the side of it, it might not be too easy, just because, you know, there isn't that much room for them. And yes, even if we moved it over, like, there would be more room, but then it just wouldn't, I don't know if it'd work the best, and it wouldn't look the best, like, to one side without another building or anything there. So I think we might have to implement these inside somehow. So I'm going to give that a go as well today. And we're also going to, like, add this building. But another thing I want to try do today as well is also to kind of change these cars. And I don't know whether I'm going to do this today or another video, because we'll just see how long the building actually takes me to transfer and change up some bits as well. But I want to change these cars up as well. Now, I want to turn them into little taxis. So obviously we did get two, one with each set. And they're nice, but they're not like, they're not the best cars. Like, I'm not a big fan of the different colours changing on them, like the greens and that. So what the first goal would be just to kind of change it to a full yellow thing. Don't think I can do the wheel arches in yellow, but we're going to try and change the rest of it to yellow. I'm going to have a look for taxi signs to go on the roof. And I'm also going to try change configurations a bit for it, maybe make it a bit more condensed and that, because it looks just really bulky, and I don't like that there's like open gaps here. And I know obviously that's not going to look any good. Maybe if it was driving that way, it'd look good. But we are going to change a few bits up and see kind of where we get with it without dropping the pieces. But first of all, let's start with the building, and I'll get back to you once I've kind of moved things around a bit. So let's do it. So we have moved that over now, and we have actually made quite a bit of a mess over here. But now the only thing left to do is move this section onto here, and then we also need to work on a bit of placement and some detail as well to go with this. I'm thinking maybe the fence post might look quite good at the back of this building, and that'll also give us space to kind of put these boxes and crates full of fruit and veg and stuff like that. And then also we need to think of somewhere to put the vending machine as well. So we'll have to find somewhere for that to go. But I think first we should tile this off and then get that building onto there before we do anything else. And the improvements have been made. Now, I actually really like how this has turned out. I'm not too sure like 100% how it looks, but I think like once we've got this area tiled off and some extra bits added on, then I think it'll look really nice. And obviously that has to come with a bit more work. It would look nice if there was another building here, but I also like this kind of open forecourt area, as I feel like it just gives it a bit more room. And also you can see there's like space for signs and stuff like that down there. Obviously, it's not something you'd probably see next to a car wash, is the restaurant, and especially with the people eating inside, you probably wouldn't see them eating right next to a car wash, because well, I can't imagine, even though it's to clean your car, I can't imagine it's probably going to be the cleanest area with all the mucky cars coming in. So maybe in the future we might have to move this. But for now, I think it looks absolutely incredible. And obviously, I have done kind of what a lot of people have said is I have removed the thickness of this pole. And I do quite like it kind of shadowing over the top there, and it is on a spinning thing, so if we want the sign facing different directions to look over like that, then we can have that, which I actually quite like it that way. And obviously, you know, it kind of portrays to the rest of the city that that's where the sign's going to be. Now, I have got rid of the air pumps, and instead I've kind of placed them at the top there, just more like a mechanical bit inside, and I quite like how that looked, and I think that looks really cool. We have, the roof is still removable, but we have to remove this section first now, just because that's bolted onto the roof. So if we want to take the roof off, and we'll take that off there, then we just have to lift it off like we did before, and then you can see the fans on the inside. Nothing much has changed on the inside. Obviously that's now tiled off, and we have added those air pumps there, as you can see. This was a nightmare to get on because this this section here is like, it's really not that stable of a building, and especially with the additions that I made, it kind of makes it a bit less stable, but I still think it looks really cool. And obviously I did knock a lot of pieces off whilst I was building this. We've also added a vending machine down here, which I think looks really cool. We have added one of the fence pieces here. Now, I would have liked it to come around this corner, however, I couldn't quite get it to sit nicely, so we didn't do that, and instead I kind of added the boxes here with all the fruit and veg for the restaurant in, as if a delivery had just been delivered, and they're obviously kind of all in there. And then we also took the greenery from the other section that was on the far side before, if you can remember. We've took that off and we've added that on here now. Obviously I do want to kind of change this up eventually and add some other bits, but I think for now, with the only two kind of buildings that I do have, I think this is going to look quite nice next to each other. If I do get another one of these, then what I think the plan will be to do is to take this all apart and build a kind of custom one next door to the car wash. I think that would look quite cool. But as of yet, I'm not too sure like how we're going to do things or what I'm going to go forwards with. But I think it'd be nice to kind of implement a kind of own custom design on that, kind of similar to like what we did for the train station, which is its own custom design. Now, I think it is time to get this from my desk into the city, and I do have a place for it. And that, of course, being over there by the bookshop. I think it'll look quite cool there. And, you know, it'll actually kind of blend in nicely, I hope. So let's move it over and have a look what it looks like. And there we are. Now it's 100% in place in the Lego City. Obviously there is, like I say, a few bits to edit with this, and it definitely needs improving, as, you know, I don't think it blends in too well with the rest of the city. Now, seeing it here kind of makes me realise that maybe it would look quite nice as if we extended this building, the restaurant, and then extended it over the car wash. But then again, I don't know if that would fit in too well or how that would look. But it might be a bit of an idea maybe to design something to fit in on there. So that might be a bit of a plan moving forwards. Just because I feel like when you look at it, it's like all tall buildings, and then it kind of droops down to that smaller building, and it doesn't, I don't know if it looks the best there. But obviously a lot of these little buildings on this side, they're going to end up moving anyway when we do get bigger modular buildings to place in there, because, well, you know, like, I want the main body of the city to be mainly modular buildings. And I am going to focus on like some areas like over here, like the Christmas tree still needs to go. So I think maybe that might be a job for tomorrow's video, is taking that Christmas tree down, but I'm not too sure as of yet. But I quite like how it's turned out. I think it looks really nice, both of them put together. And the car wash sign hanging over top looks really cool as well. I think that is going to be its house for now. Maybe, I mean, I did have it before down here, but I quite like it over there, especially now the up house is gone and that's where the restaurant was originally. But I think it looks a lot better than what the other bits did. I do have plans as well in the future to move forwards and kind of add a lot more detail, like with buildings and stuff like that, into the main body of the city. And I think it is looking really cool, like especially when you take a street view down there. I think that looks absolutely amazing. Obviously we do need to get some more buildings going backwards, and that is going to happen. It's just obviously going to happen in the future. Do want to add the museum, and I do have a spot for the museum as well, and that is of course being down here. I think it'd look absolutely amazing next to the boutique hotel. Obviously I know we would see the back of it, and that's why I tried to do with the train station, is cover up the back of it, but obviously that hasn't happened as of yet. And obviously I still need to get pieces for the train station, so I think maybe some jobs for the future would be to order a few more pieces and carry on with a lot of projects that are kind of unfinished. Maybe I do that in one video. Maybe I do kind of take a lot of the unfinished projects and actually finish them, because obviously we've got the train station that's unfinished, the car wash. I've still got to do the tiling for the floors of the boutique hotel. That still needs doing. And what else do we need to do? Well, I think majorly they're the kind of main things we need to do. So we'd have to order some kind of parts on the Lego store or on Bricklink. I think the Lego store might be a bit better for me at the moment, just because of the like different variation in parts that I need. I might be better ordering them off there. Obviously I do need to do the cars, which I said at the start of the video, but I'm not going to do them today because I've been building for quite a while now and I do have other bits to do. So we are going to leave the cars for another day. So I'm sorry, cars. And as of yet, I'm not too sure how I want to edit them. Maybe I'll edit one off camera so I can kind of see how I want it to be. But for now, I'm going to end the video here. So thank you very much for coming by. If you have enjoyed this video, please remember to like, subscribe and follow, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.